Look who's here.
Welcome to the first day. For me, it's the second, but it's the first day.
First day of the Essen Spiel
2022 with Mr.
2023. You're behind.
Yeah, sorry. I'm still last year. With Mr. Steven Buonocuore.
The Podfather of Gaming. Let's make sure we get the title right.
Yes. Have you subscribed to the channel already, guys?
I hope you're on the channel.
Oh, yeah. And if you are at the Spiel, come tomorrow to the booth, to the Portal Games booth.
Yeah, I mean, if people are interested in seeing me and Ignacy Cevicek and Corey Thompson.
And Corey
right?
Thompson's
yeah,
going to be there.
He's going to be here. So that's, we all do Board Games Insider podcast. And we're going to have a meet up at the Portal Games booth, which is in Hall 3. I forgot you'll find it.
Yeah,
Portal Games booth is huge. In Hall 3 at 3 to 4 p.m. tomorrow.
Is there going to be beer?
There will probably be people bringing me beer. That happens often.
And tea and cookies.
And maybe I'll even bring, see, somebody's already given me beer, so maybe I'll bring my beer, which I'll make it cold for everybody. And there'll definitely be cookies, because people will bring cookies for Ignacy. In fact, I might bring cookies for Ignacy, because people are giving me cookies to give to Ignacy. So if I remember all that, it'll show up.
What's the story behind the cookies? I missed that.
No, there's no story. He does not drink beer, but he drinks tea.
He's Polish. How can he not drink beer?
He does not drink beer.
Wow.
He drinks tea, and he likes cookies. So people sometimes bring him tea, but they very often bring him cookies. So he literally, hey, how's it going? So he literally gets dozens of boxes of cookies at conventions, and I get dozens of bottles of beer sometimes, which is kind of cool. I like my exchange rate better.
What games are you more excited for this year?
So, I didn't have a huge list of games to pick up or to play, really. I made a very small list. One of my favorite games from last year was War of the Ring, the card game, which is based on the board game. So of course I picked it up last year here, but now this year they have an expansion out for it. War of the Ring, the card game against the shadow. So you can play the game cooperatively, as you know, with a friend as the free people, or you can play it solo. But in both cases, you're playing it, and solo game, you're playing it against the shadow. So it's always there's the bot will run the shadow, and you will try to beat it as the free people. I have played the demo. It's amazing. If you're a fan of the card game, you got to get it.
It's not for sale yet?
It is for sale. It's over at the Aries Games booth, so you definitely want it. It's the premiere here. I took the demo with Roberto Di Meglio, one of the designers. Anyways, one of the designers of War of the Ring. Ian Brody did the card game. He's a really good guy. Highly recommend the card game if you haven't played it. And of course, if you have it, you can play it solo and get even better at it with the new expansion. So that was my number one pickup this year. You see, I have my little list. Station Fall is not new, but it's new this year.
Yeah.
Station Fall is a 1 to 9 player game where the space station is falling apart.
Yeah.
It's going to crash back into Earth. So you have a role to try to stop that from happening. However, you have a hidden agenda. Like, I don't like you, and I'm going to try to get you thrown out of the airlock while I save myself, and other people. So it's like this partly a hidden agenda, not hidden role, but hidden agenda. Everybody knows the role that they play on the space station, and it plays with up to 9 players. So I can't wait to try this game, which I will have with me on the rest of my trip. So I didn't buy it yet. I'm going to buy it back in the States, but I'm going to be trying it later on during this epic trip that I'm on.
Yeah. I'm going to ask you about that. Where are you going next after Essen?
So I came from Munich, Germany.
Yeah. From the Oktoberfest?
I came from the Oktoberfest,
How was it?
which is everything that you would believe it to be and more. It was, we're going this way.
Yeah, why not?
It was absolutely insane. It was like one huge party for 100,000, 150,000 people. Crazy time at Oktoberfest, and it was great.
Drank much?
Maybe a little. I might have had 1 or 2 beers per hour, but it's really an amazing time. Definitely like a bucket list thing to do. It just so happened that it was right before this, so I said, you know what? My girlfriend and I and another couple, we went there first, spent the last 3 days of the Oktoberfest there, and then flew here to Essen yesterday, and now we're here for the first actual day of the Spiel. Fantastic thing. From here, after 5 days being here, we're taking the train to Paris, 3 nights, taking the train to London, 3 nights,
Wow.
then getting on a cruise ship to go back home, but it stops. It's 15 nights. It stops in Spain, in Portugal.
Yeah, where in Portugal?
Lisbon. I'm pretty sure it's Lisbon.
Nah, I'm in the north, man.
Oh, sorry. Vigo, Spain, Lisbon, Portugal, Tenerife, Canary Island, and Lanzarote, Canary Island. So those 2, and then it goes back, then it stops in Bermuda on the way back, overnights, and then finally New Jersey, and then we fly back home to Florida. So this is a crazy trip.
To arrive to New Jersey?
It'll take about 5 days going across, but we're stopping all those other stops, right?
Of course.
So it's 15 nights in total. Great. Called a repositioning cruise. So this is the longest I've ever been away from home, by far. So going to be pretty cool. Just looking at my list of other things that I'm gonna give a shout out to Ignacy and Imperial Miners. Have you played that?
No, I will buy it. It's on my list.
You have to. Play it. It's so easy to learn and to play. We're passing the Portal Games booth here right now, and people can see that. I love the fact that you can do this split screen. I'm not on the camera much, but that's okay. Yeah, it's all right. But come over here.
If we go like this, it's gonna be easier for you to be on the camera.
We can show.
It's on the other side. Imperial Miners.
It's over there.
I checked it.
But I got to play Imperial Miners at the Dice Tower Con in July, and it was really good. It's simple. It's streamlined. 45-minute game where you're a dwarf and you're going down and digging deeper and deeper. And the better you dig, the better the engine that you will build up. So, highly recommend this. I'm absolutely picking a copy of this up, or Ignacy's going to give me one. No, I'm going to buy a copy of this game because this one was really, really good. Great 2, 3, 4 player game. Fantastic. Those are my big things. There's also the.
you know anything about this one? I was very curious about the box, but I'd never heard of it.
Just called AI? No, I do not know this game at all.
Portal, I think. It's Smart Flamingo.
Smart Flamingo. Let's take a look, and yeah, it doesn't even have a Portal branding on it at all.
No.
So no, I do not know about it. Space Puzzle.
Looks nice.
They're distributing, obviously, for that company. But and the other thing is Cascadia, which was my #1 game from 2 years ago. I love Cascadia.
Nice game.
They have an expansion coming out. I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, Landmarks.
Landmarks.
Yeah.
I'm not going to pick it up here only because it's going to be easy to get back to the US.
Yes,
so I'm limiting my storing space going back.
I'm doing the same with the White Castle.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can pick it up later, make it easier on yourself for carrying it. But
I'll write it in Portugal.
So far, everything is great. It is early in the show, of course. We're only on day 1, official day 1. Oops.
Day 2 for me.
I was here yesterday too, but come on. Yesterday was called day 0.
Yeah, day 0, okay.
Right? But all good stuff. What have you seen that's really good? Have you? Is that me or you? That's not me.
It's not me.
Oh, that is me.
It is you. You see? I'm looking mostly for small games.
Okay.
And for different experiences. So I bought this dungeon crawler game called, I think it's Light and Shadow.
That's not dungeon crawlers are not small. You said
no. It is a small one, solo game.
Really?
Oh yeah, I can show you the box. The box is somewhere here.
Move over. We're gonna get killed here in the middle of the aisle.
The box is somewhere here. I cannot take it.
Yeah, too hard.
Too hard. I picked that one up. I also picked a game from Taiwan or Korea or something. I'm sorry, guys, because I don't remember the name of the publisher.
Okay.
Called Infiltrators, which is, I think it's kind of a deduction game.
Okay.
And one French game that nobody heard about it before. It was on the preview called J'accuse. I accuse.
I accuse. I even know what that means. I accuse.
French game. So I'm looking for different experiences that I can mostly take in my pocket and play easily in half an hour.
Yeah, I mean, those are the kind of games that in general, you're going to be able to get to the table more. So you might as well have those experiences ready to go when you get a chance.
And there's also Evacuation from Vladimir Zuki.
A buddy of mine just picked it up, so I'll be probably playing that on the cruise with him. He's going to be on the cruise, so
it looks really nice.
It looks really good. And Suchi is a great designer, so that should be a good one.
I would like to know how to pronounce his name, actually.
Suchi, I assume.
Suchi.
But
Yeah.
I think it's Polish, right? So
No,
all bets are off. No, it's not Polish?
Russian, maybe. Is it Polish? We need to ask Ignacy. He must know.
I don't know, but no idea.
There are so many games. I'm finding publishers from very, very different nationalities everywhere, and I'm always curious to see games from other parts of the world.
Right.
There are many Brazilian publishers. There are many Brazilian guys around.
Right.
But I've only seen one publisher there, Buonocuore, and they also have Dice Colony, which is a nice dice game. Guys from Denmark. Publishers that I've never heard about, and here I saw a game called Word Gamble, which is a word game that you can play all together with 12 nationalities.
Really?
Yeah, and you can write the words in your language, I can write the words in my language at the same time, and it's very easy to play. So Word Gamble is nice.
That's cool.
And I'm finding people. This is a place to find friends, I think.
I have no business really, of course, these days.
Are you sure?
I have a little business here and there, so I don't have to come anymore to this. Back in the day, of course, you had to be here, but I come now because it's all about this kind of relationship. Hanging out with people you know and having a good time, and maybe getting a beer and just socializing and relaxing. So, if your listeners out there have never come here, they should try to make it here at some point. It's a great show. It's a little overwhelming if you're not used to it, but pace yourself, take some time, and go outside a little bit when it gets a little too crazy. And there's your White Castle over there.
Yes.
In America, White Castle means something different. White Castle is a hamburger.
Yeah.
It's a very cheap, small hamburger. White Castles.
There's a movie called Harold and Kumar. Go to White Castle.
Yeah. Oh, I saw that.
The first time I saw the title, I thought it was a castle.
No, they go eat hamburgers.
Yeah,
it's a cult. People eat and like White Castle hamburgers like it's a cult. I used to eat them when I was younger. We used to call them murder burgers or belly bombers. They would destroy your insides when you were done.
But White Castle is very.
You don't have it in Portugal, do you? No.
No. But I'm talking about the game.
Oh, the game.
It's well weighted because it's from the couple who did Red Cathedral.
Okay. Yeah, from De Beer. Yep.
Yeah, and it's a loved game. So people wanted to see the sequel, and that is why. Another game I want to talk about is Lata. Lata, I don't know if you know the game Cafe?
No.
From the roller coaster team?
I know roller coaster. I gave them that name. They were like, he says, I'm Costa. I'm Roller. I'm like, wait a minute. Costa and you don't call yourself Roller Coaster? This is the perfect thing. You need a logo. I told them. I might be meeting with them later on today over here. They're friends of 2F Spiel too, so we might be seeing them later.
So they released a game 2 years ago called Café,
right?
Which is a card laying game on the same kind of, you need to lay cards above the others to cover spaces on the others, and then to put some cubes to build. It's an engine building to produce café.
Okay.
And it's a bestseller actually from Pythagoras Games. It's a bestseller, and they are releasing 5 titles on the same collection about Portuguese products. The first was Cafe. The second is Lata, which is here, being released by Pythagoras. And it's about the conservation of sardines.
Sardines, the fish.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So
sure. Why not?
It is a game I'm really looking forward to play. And also another Portuguese. I'm talking about the Portuguese now.
It's okay.
Portuguese space. Celtai by Orlando Sá, who did Porto a few years ago.
Porto by Messe Board Games, Miba Board Games.
Yeah, by Miba Board Games.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. They're good friends of mine.
Oh, perfect.
Gilles Diore.
Gilles Doré. Yeah. Good friends of mine too. And he is releasing through Pythagoras a Celtai, which is a game. The first thing that comes out my bad. The first thing that you notice is the cover done by Miko.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's only a face, a tribal face. There's no logo, no name of the game on the cover. Yeah. Really impressive. Really impressive. The graphic design was done by André Santos, who also designed another game with Orlando.
Okay.
From Mibo Games, being released on this fair called Neutopia.
Oh wow. Okay.
And being released also by Arcane Wonders.
Yep.
Yeah.
I have seen it. I have not played it.
Yeah. You should. And yeah, those are games I really want to play. I actually have already these Portuguese games, but I got it a few days ago. So my friends are learning them, so I can play them after.
Very cool. Very good.
And I want to ask you. I told you before. I want to ask you for our segment, storyteller segment that we have here on the channel. I want to ask you about it could be one or two funny stories, or that you think they are more insightful that happened to you while in the industry.
I know you asked me that you were going to mention that, and I was like, I really couldn't come up with something like funny stories, or I mean, to me, this industry has been very rewarding, and the greatest thing about it is that the relationships that I built over time. So, just being able to show up here and then get invited to spend time with people that I had a business relationship, but we became friends. And that to me is the greatest part of all. I mean, I go hang out with Freedom and Freeze now. We have a little bit of a whiskey tonight. We're going to do that. Go to the Ludo Fact party. They don't have to invite me anymore. I'm not a publisher.
But they still do.
But they say like, hey, make sure you stop in at the party. I will do that. So my stories are all about the great relationships that I've made here over the last. So I've been coming since 2010. Every year except for the COVID years, kind of the 2 years, the one that didn't happen, and the next one where it was a smaller show. But I plan on continuing to be here. I mean, I love the people, I love the gamers, and that to me, the whole community that we have created together, not me, not we as a publisher, but the whole community that we together foster in this wonderful hobby of gaming. That to me is, my story. I would say what I like to talk about the most.
I think we should make Corey a little bit jealous now.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask you, because he's traveling through Iceland or he was, and doing this very interesting stuff, like playing games on a volcano and so on. So I want to ask you, where are we? Okay, there.
Maybe we end over here at the Galleria where we started. Go ahead.
So, which conventions have you visited that were more surprising besides the big ones? Maybe because of the place, maybe because of the dimension.
Sure. Most surprising is an interesting thing. I was invited to the Great Plains Gaming Fair or Festival in Nebraska. That was wonderful. They had it literally at a place that the week before they had a rodeo.
Yes.
a cowboy rodeo type of thing. So the place still smelled a little bit of horses. That's a pretty interesting thing. But the people were warm and friendly. That was a guest of honor there. I was invited also. Let's see if we can open these. There we go. Oh,
It could be. I think.
thank you.
I think that could be a great convention to show nature games.
There you go. I was invited as a guest of honor to Cedar Rapids, Iowa, and again, this small convention. They wanted to have someone out there that could talk to the people, do a little like seminar kind of stuff, and that was wonderful because these are like really small convention. Maybe there was 700 people there or something like that, but just everybody's so friendly, and some people knew who I was. Some people were like, "Who's this guy that they invited here?" I have no idea who he is, which is all fine and wonderful. And those kind of like little growing kind of conventions are great because little conventions become huge conventions over time.
Yes.
So I'm really happy to be kind of in the beginning stages there with them. So that was cool.
They are great for meeting new people and for meeting people in a more friendly environment.
Right. Here, you're not going to see everybody. In fact, you're going to see a fraction of a fraction of a fraction.
And
with
for 5 minutes.
100,000.
And for 5 minutes.
Right. Yeah. This is a long time to talk to you, right? But compared to like somebody's like, hey, and you're running off to the next thing. So those small conventions, don't look badly on them. Go to those, support those local conventions or ones in smaller cities that you can get to pretty easily, because you get more of a personal environment. I love this. Believe me, I love the spectacle that is the Spiel in Essen, and love seeing you. The only time I'm going to see you, unless do you do Lyricon?
I went to Lyricon, yes.
Did you go? Okay.
Yeah, I go every year, yes.
Okay.
We're waiting for you, man.
Who knows? Maybe I'll show up at Lyricon someday. I hear it's amazing.
It's amazing.
So
in the place, you will love it. Not only the hotel where it happens, but the surroundings, the beach, everything is
very cool.
It's amazing.
Maybe we'll see if I show up. We'll see. Got to make me the guest of honor.
Yeah, it doesn't depend on me. You need to talk to roller coaster.
Talk to a roller coaster?
Yeah.
You got it. All right.
Stephen, thank you again.
Thank you,
for being at the
Pedro.
Curious Box. Guys, see you around for a little bit more of our Essen Spiel.
And come listen to my podcast, Board Games Insider, which you can get wherever you get podcasts, or at the Podfather of Gaming YouTube channel. We put it there in raw, unedited video as well. Bye, everybody.
Whoops.
Bye.
Cheers.